This is the Highly Evolved Podcast. Transmission will commence in a few seconds. How you guys doing? This is Stefan. You can find me on Twitter and gab.ai. Alright, this is the weekly show called the Week in Review. What's going on in the news and social media and all around the world. Alright. Let's start about what happened during last week. All right. This is Sunday, March 17, 2019. Okay. What news isn't the news without hearing anything about AOC, all right? All right. What I want to report you guys that, recently AOC said that Reagan's a racist. Another ridiculous claim that it's coming out of AOC's mouth that Reagan's a racist. Look at my notes right here. Reagan's a racist. And I don't know where she come to this conclusion. You know how many Republican blacks or Republican minority voted for Reagan? And you know how many things that Reagan did for minorities? First of all, he even upset the conservative by allowing amnesty for Hispanic, all right? How's that racist? He allowed amnesty. And she claimed that he's a racist. Not only that, he allowed a lot of migrants into the United States under the Refugee Act, There's a lot of refugees that Reagan allowed into the United States. How is he a racist? This is why AOC is a ridiculous. And another thing that came up with her, that she's a Manchurian candidate. All right, I mentioned this in the previous video. She's a casting clown, all right? She doesn't really want it to be a politician. She just did it just because somebody submitted to her. She didn't submit it herself. She had to have her brother to submit her application for her. All right, and she applied to this casting call, which they don't need no prior political experience, no political knowledge at all. You just need to cast, and the reason why they pick her is because of her looks, her charming, her ability to talk, her appearance. Basically, and that's why they selected, not because of her background in politics. All right, she don't have no background in politics. She's a former bartender. They have no background in politics, no background on the labor union. Sure, bartender could be labor, but it's not the type of labor that's involved heavy lifting, construction, all those that's involved with unions. All right, she's not in that, so she can't resonate with those people. How is she gonna represent these people? And plus, in her district, there's a total of what, 7,000 or more than that. 7,000. She only won 1,600, I think. I'm not sure. Look up in that, but she didn't win. She didn't win the majority. The reason why she won because nobody actually showed up to vote. The only people that show up to vote is basically the people that voted for her. All right, and that's due to not just. I don't blame her constituent, but I blame Joe Crowley, or the guy who was her opponent. He absolutely did nothing. He didn't even try to campaign or nothing. That's why he lost. That guy is an idiot. And now look what happened. If Democrats is looking for a finger to blame, they should blame on Joe Crowley for not even trying to run for his own district. All right. Now they have AOC to worry about. All right. And now she's calling Reagan's a racist, which is ridiculous. All right. If anything, next to Trump, it would have to be Reagan, that most Republicans like the most. All right, a lot of Republicans love Reagan. If anything, they even love Trump even more. All right, and she's now both of them are racist. If anything, Reagan is not a racist. He supported amnesty. How is a person who supported amnesty as a racist? I just don't get it. Plus she didn't even live through the 80s, so why would she know? She wouldn't know anything. But anyway, that's one thing that's on the news. All right, let's go down to the next list review. All right, this one is kind of, I stand with this one. Recently Tucker Carlson got his old tape resurfaced of a comedic satire show that he did in like 2006. It's basically a comedy show, but he's getting ridiculed because of what he said and all this stuff, right? And what they want to do is they want him to apologize for what he said. I'm like, Why should he apologize? This is old news. I mean, and plus, it's a satire show. Situation condition was different back then as of right now. Right now, it's crazy. Back then, comedian are allowed to say anything not without consequences. All right, that's the thing. Comedian, it's hard to be a comedian these days because nothing. Back then, everything's on the table. You could joke about anything. Right now, people are so hypersensitive, so you can't make any jokes about certain things. This is why PC culture killed comedy. PC culture killed comedy. There's a lot of good comedies back then. Now, comedy sucks right now. If you're a comedian, you should understand right now. What the type of material you are writing. You gotta look at it twice to see whatever it's offend anyone, which is ridiculous. All right, this is one place where you go to escape all these offensiveness to a comedy club and listen to jokes. Right now, being a comedian, you can't even joke anymore without being called a racist, a bigot, and all that stuff, right? But going back to Tucker Carlson, he stand his ground. He's not apologizing, and I praise him for that. You shouldn't apologize, because if you apologize, show how weak he is. All right, and you apologize for something that you didn't mean, that you didn't know was offensive. You didn't intend it to be that offensive. Or like, why am I apologizing for this? I didn't maliciously said it on a bad intention. It's just a satire. And if you listen to his old radio show, I mean, it's just a joke. Clearly, the radio station was just a joke. It's like Opie and Anthony. All right, nothing serious on there. It's like Howard Stern. I mean, Howard Stern is a provocateur. He's a shock jock. So, but anyway, Howard Stern. People don't even take Howard Stern that seriously. Some of the stuff that come out of Howard Stern's mouth are more offensive than Tucker Carlson. So why is Tucker Carlson getting the heat and not Howard Stern? I don't get it. But I think he got to stay firm on this. Don't apologize, right? And plus, when he said this, he was working under MSNBC. So they wanted to punish Fox. Like, Fox has nothing got to do with this. Fox has nothing to do with this. So I guess, what's that? Advertisers start leaving. But you know what? Just send your guy. You'll find other advertisers. Don't worry, Tucker Carlson. I got your back. That's what's going on in conservative media right now. And on a sadder note, this week, but basically on Friday of this week, I hope you guys know, I mean, it's everywhere in the news, the Chirstchurch shooting in New Zealand is a sad news, all right? It's sad. It happens. The guys are completely nuts. And what the mainstream media is doing right now, what they're trying to do is pin it on the right wings. This guy is clearly out of control. He's in his manifesto, if you read it, it's clearly said that he is a leftist, right? He supports China, he supports socialism. And it clearly said that he's trying to provoke a civil war and try to take guns away from America. So it's premeditated. So he have a plan of what to do. So there's intention, there's reason why he's doing this, for some strange reason. And he said when asked if he's a neo-Nazist or a conservative, he hate conservatism. He said conservatism's dead. And by his answer, the mainstream media are complicit. They try to perpetuate this thing as well. They try to push it. They're playing on his hand. So I don't know what the mainstream media is doing right now, but they're playing on the wrong hand. They think that they're playing the right hand, but no. They try to put this guy on the right side, where it's clearly he's a leftist, all right? By all his answer that he said on his manifesto, it's clearly he's a leftist, all right? He's clearly deranged. That's what leftist is. Leftist is deranged. They don't think right. They're not seeing the big picture. That's the thing. They're collective thinkers. Leftists are collective thinkers. They don't think for themselves. They don't go look out for the answer themselves. They presume a lot of stuff. That's what it is. These leftists, all right? I have a lot of things to say with the leftists, but that could save for another video. But that's what happened in this Christ shooting. They tried to pin it the shooter, and it wasn't race motive. It wasn't race motive, because there's more than just Muslim died. There's white people died. There's people multicultural died as well, and they try to make it as a racist thing. And the Prime Minister of New Zealand, I don't know. She might be complicit on this too. And they said the manifesto appeared on her desk before it happens, and she didn't do anything about it. All right. So she knew. She knew. And, there's a lot of hoes. Who knows? Maybe the prime minister is complicit on this, who maybe is a false flag. Rush Limbaugh says it's a false flag to attack conservative. That's what it is. To attack conservative. Right? It's a false flag. I'm strongly steering towards that conclusion as well. It might be a false flag. If you know what thing about false flag, that is premeditated. There's people inside of this. There's insider. And when they took his picture, he was waving the 666 sign. All right? If you don't know what a cultic means, it's a 666 sign in his prison. And he's standing behind two guards. That's symbolism between two pillars. All right? So basically, if you know your occultic symbolism and signs, basically he's working for somebody. Somebody planned this out and hired him or something, or he's in cahoots with somebody. He may be a patsy. He may be an MK Ultra. All right? MK Ultra. So that's, this is just prematurely to think about. But wait until time. Give it some time. A lot of things will come out in this. A lot of more evidence can point that right-winger aren't the one to blame for this. This guy's completely nuts. He's so nuts that he might be an MK Ultra asset. He might have a handler, all right? Guys, he might have a handler. I'm guessing so. He might be in the globalist agenda, all right, to take away your guns. But this guy's completely nuts, all right? And the media, they try to blame it on right wing, but yet again, their side is airing it, like Facebook. Facebook is airing this. They're on their side, and how come they're not blaming Facebook? You can't wonder is, and Facebook is not doing so well because millennials are leaving Facebook too. The shareholders are trying to vote against Mark Zuckerberg, trying to make him step down because Facebook stocks is going down. I mean, luckily the only thing that keeps Facebook up right now is Instagram. And if I were you guys, I would get off of Instagram because they're collecting your data as well. All right, Instagram. This is why I'm on Gap AI. Gap AI just released a extension on web browser that allows you to comment on any website that you want. Right? It's called Dissenters on Gap, and it's gonna be harder for the globalists to censor you. The only way they can censor you is take away your browsers or shut down the internet. That's how can they do it. But Gap AI have a game change. It's called Dissenters. Go check it out. You guys could go join me on Gap.ai. My information is right here. Gap.ai. This green frog right there, that's Gap. I'm known as the Existential. Find me on there, and I'm also on Twitter as well. But yeah, join Gap AI. They're more freer and less censoring than Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those leftist things. They want us to leave and start our own media, right? Fine, we'll do it. Fine. Gab right now, they refuse to let them make apps and stuff, so you can only find them on web browsers. Just go Gab.ai on your web browser and you'll find it right there. And sign up you can find me over there and sign up. And add me if you want to. No pressure. But anyway, that's what's going on. All right? The Chirstchurch is sad. Facebook is dying out. All right? And another news, and segue on to another one. Another big news that came out during this week, I say, college scandals, the college scam, right? They caught a group of people who's affiliated with cheating to get into prestige and Ivy League colleges, including Yale, USC, UCLA, all those big colleges, right? And these people got arrested. FBI went full forces arresting these people. I mean, they should arrest these people are stupid. Is college worth getting caught for like that? All right? It's not worth it. If you're not, like I said in my previous video, if you're not made for college, you shouldn't go. If you can't afford it, you shouldn't go. If you really want to go to college, get a scholarship. I'm not saying you should not go to college entirely, but if you really want to go, you're so adamant about it, it's best to go if you already have the money, or if you have a full ride scholarship. That's it. But if you don't have the money, if you don't have a full ride scholarship and you just want to go, don't go. Just don't go. You just waste your time. You'll be a debt slave for the rest majority of your life, right? It's not worth it. And these people are so indoctrinated, they're so interested in this culture that college is for everything. College, this is a college conspiracy, right? They conspired people to go to college because college is a breeding ground for socialism. So the more people go into college, the more socialism will come out. That's what it is. If you go to college, you're more than likely to become a socialist. All right, that's a proven fact. Okay? The majority of them are socialists. So this is what the conspiracy is, that they try to make college as free and easily to obtain as possible right now. Right now it's not free. That's why there's a scam happening, because it's hard to get into college. What Bernie Sanders is doing is trying to make college as easier to get into by eliminating tuition. All right, so the less barrier, the more people could gain access to college education, meaning that they're most likely to get brainwashed and come out and vote Democrats. That's the conspiracy going on right now. And because of that, you shouldn't go to college. If you want an education, if you want to be a successful person, go to trade school. Go to trade school. You're more likely to succeed in a trade school than you are in college. You're more likely to get a job in a trade school than you are in college. All right? More likely. People who got their degrees are more likely to become waiter or working a minimum wage or be baristas. All right? Why would you want to be a baristas? Dealing with people all the time. So, hold on. My phone's ringing. Just let it ring. But, what's going on in the news again besides that? I don't know who's calling me right now this time. And I don't understand people who call people. If people don't pick up the phone more than 3 rings, why are they still calling? All right. If it rings more than 3 times and people don't pick it up, just stop calling. All right. I don't understand that, but I'll figure out who calling me that later. And it's annoying. I don't pick up phone calls. Sorry. All right. On another news segue, Pelosi stated that she upset a lot of Democrats. She stated that impeaching Trump is not worth it. It's not worth their time. All right. If you believe that, why aren't your party agreeing to what you're saying? Their first agenda is try to impeach the president. All right. So obviously, Nancy Pelosi is not a great leader. Is not a great leader. So she can't even lead her own party. Her own party are in disarray. They don't even listen to her. All right. The Democrat Party have completely gone off the rail. All right. They don't even listen to each other. Nobody's are even, leading. They clearly don't have a message. All right. They clearly don't follow each other. One is a socialist group. One is a liberal group. They're all a mess. The Democrats are a mess. She said that it's not feasible to try to impeach because she knows the consequences of it. All right, if she can impeach Trump, that means that his supporter will come in droves to vote for him again. All right, he'll win re-election. So right now she's just focusing on some other things. She is completely lost it. She is deranged. She's clearly deteriorating. Her face is falling apart. This lady makeup is falling off. She's sweating every time people ask a question. You see how fake her smile is? She looks. Her smile looks so phony. She's a phony person. Say that. She is a phony person. Unpatriotic woman. All right. This lady is her own district is a mess, and she's not even taking care of it. All right, she's supposed to represent her district, and it's a mess. San Francisco is a hellhole right now. There's feces on the streets, used syringes. All right, people pissing everywhere. But that's her district, and she's not choosing to do anything about it. That's her mess. All right. On another news, last week, the Boeing 737 crash MAX 8 crashes. All right. So what Trump did right now, he grounded all the 737s, which is kind of suspicious because the reason why he grounded is because the 737 Boeing MAX 8 have crashed twice within a few months apart, and it's kind of strange, I mean, This might be a good decision Trump's doing to clearly look at the plane because the 737 Max is a new plane that Boeing roll out, all right, and clearly it's showing a lot of problems. If you are taking flights, right, whether Delta, whatever it is, check what type of plane it is, all right. Check what type of plane it is, and find a different plane, all right. Don't don't ride any more Boeing planes, especially the 737 Max 8. All right, look at that's what travelers should do when they book a flight. Ask them what kind of plane it is first, and then you research your planes before booking the flight at all. So that's crazy. So now we have to not only we have to deal with TSA, we also have to deal with type of flights it is. All right, we could deal with type of weather, deal with what kind of plane it is. It's so crazy right now. The world is going unhinged. All right, and on another news, Beto O'Rourke finally said he's running for president. All right. After he stated that he's not running for president, he changed his mind. He's running for president. This guy is a complete loser, right? This guy has so many skeletons. He's a billionaire. All right. That's why he could afford to do this. He's a billionaire. All right. He got so many skeletons in his closet. I don't think he looked like a weak beta male. All right. He's a loser. And he coming out and say he was born for this. Like, come on, bro. You look like a sissy, all right? Lifting 20-pound weights, scrawny, beta male, sissy, listen to his wife all the time, never take charges. Beta O'Rourke have no chances, knowing that Joe Biden will clearly get in the race. He hasn't formally announced it yet, but he will clearly get in the race because the numbers point in his figure. And a person like Joe Biden have an ego like that, of course he's going to run for it. All right? But Beto O'Rourke came in and said he's going to run for president. What an idiot. All right? After he's on the cover of Vanity Fair, thinking he's not Mexican. He changed his name to get the Hispanic votes. His name is Robert Francis O'Rourke. How white is that? If the Democrat Party is the party of anti-white male, how white male name is that? Robert Francis O'Rourke, all right? His nickname is Beta male. Let's just say that. And he's clearly running for president. What an idiot. He is this, he hit, I think, hit a convenience store or something like that, or hit something, a hit and run. He left the scene. Then he got a record for doing that. I'm sure he got a lot of skeletons in his closet. A lot of things going to come out. Because when you run for office, you're going to get scrutinized to the max. And when they debate each other, the Democrat, in their debate, they can tear each other apart. Clearly, there's no leadership, like I mentioned earlier. They're tearing each other apart. Democrats, you're losing it. Trump is winning. He already got the ticket. All right? When you keep beating a group of people, like the conservative people down, you know what you're doing, Democrat? You make them want to elect for Trump even more. All right? When you tell people that they can't do it, what they do it even more, all right? And they don't understand that crap. But that's what happened in Beto O'Rourke. And Amazon been banning books now. They've been banning book sales. Like, I'm sure they've been doing this, but that was in the news, right? I'm sure they've been doing this for a while, but clearly they just got caught up with them. They've been banning like conservative books that they deemed it alt-right. And Amazon, hate to say it, Amazon is still, I don't know. They're in a mess right now because, of the working condition and stuff. And then yet again, people are still buying from Amazon. They're still making a record profit. I mean, they're not in a slump like Facebook right now, but they're still in there. Google's taking a dive, but Amazon, they're still within the range, And there's no sign of showing Amazon slowing down, but they're slowing down, but not as dramatic as Facebook, Twitter, Amazon and stuff. But yeah, there's a story that's out there that they've been banning books, and mainly right-wing books. That's why you just go, if you want a book, just go to the person and buy it off of them. Skip the middleman meaning Amazon. All right? So yeah, that's the news for right now, and that's the weekend review. If you guys check me out, I'll release more video daily and try to keep up with current events and for America. This podcast is for America and a free America. That's what I want to let you guys know. All right, people are allowed to express free speech, free thought. It's not America without free speech and free thought. Even though you're right or wrong, you're able to talk about it. All right, that's what I want people to get out of this message. All right, if you're wrong about it, maybe you should go and reduce the issue. And if I'm wrong on the topic, I'm not gonna hesitate and won't hesitate to correct myself. I will admit I'm wrong. I will correct myself to let you guys know. And if I do falsely report the story, I'll come back and correct myself and let you guys know that is my mistake and my fault. But yet again, we do have a right to speak, and freedom of speech is not America without free speech. And on that note, guys, I'll see you again in the next video. Peace.